Well, this is going to be a very OG episode of Built Not Bought, and I'll tell you why. It's because I'm in my shed at home. And why am I in my shed at home? I'm bloody stuck in quarantine. But the show must go on. Now you may be wondering, Sam, you'll be fine, you've got a whole toolbox there, but it's completely empty. All I've really got is this little Tool Pro portable kit. I have a jack here. I've got some valve springs if I need them. Oh, there's a cap, oh! Rapid fix, that'll get me out of all sorts of trouble. I do have a compressor, which could come in handy. A 69 left-hand Chevy with no engine, drive shaft, gearbox, or diff. Don't know if that'll come in handy. So there's plenty of stuff to keep me going. But the plan today, well, this episode, if you obviously haven't worked out already from the title, I am rebuilding my canopy. Now, why am I doing this? This is kind of the last thing to do on this car. We've done the motor, there's a new tray, the interior is sweet, but this canopy has been bugging me. I'll tell you why it's been bugging me. It's because I built it probably 3 or 4 years ago now, and it's very outdated, very old-fashioned, and kind of butchered together. And it's got a bit of this old fencing wire, some fake grass that's gone all moldy, old Super Center drawers. Actually, this fridge here, they don't even make anymore. Like, they're out of circulation. It still works fine. It's an old Ridge Rider, bloody mint, but that's how old it is. So you're probably wondering already, Sam, why don't you just get a brand new canopy? And there's a few different reasons. Now, this is my original car that I will never ever sell. And this is the original canopy. If you flash back to the old original Built Not Bought episodes, me and Churchy built this thing together. Not only that, all the canopy doors have been signed by you guys. Actually, comment below if you can spot your name, if you remember signing the door. So there's a lot of that going on. I really can't get rid of this canopy, and it actually fits super well with this tray. It's bang on. It's the right size, the tents on it, all that's mint, and it's got the wrap too, which is fine. So we're only going to be dealing with the inside. And now I could drag this out with some beautiful B-roll cinematic shots, majestic music, and drag it out. Or we could take advantage of some camera tricks and just click my fingers and it's done. Oh, check that out, bloody magic. We do have a bit of a roadblock though. As you can tell, it's not completely gutted. And the dramas we got is all the bolts for the tie downs, drawers and that. The backside, the nuts not welded, glued, nut certed, whatever. So they're just spinning. Every time I try to undo them, they just kind of do nothing. So a bit of a pain in the butt, but I do have my jack off legs here. So we'll jack the canopy up a bit, throw a block of wood or something in there so I can get on the backside with a spanner, stop it from spinning, and hopefully can buzz all these nuts off. And then it'll be completely gutted and we'll have a blank canvas to start with. Right, that is better. Now the old fake grass trick worked at mint. Oh, what's underneath? Oh, not too bad. Now we're talking. Let me show you the plan. Okay, so this is something that I drew up originally, really dodgily. I was like, I want a fridge, a kitchen, and that was about it. But after the a bit more planning and measuring, I managed to come up with something a bit more comprehensive. So we're basically going to do an electrical box at the front, which will house all the Red Vision stuff, a couple of outlets. Then we have an upright fridge. I managed to fit one of the new Bushman 85 litres in. So we'll check that out in a sec. And then the other thing, I wasn't worried about the middle just yet. And then the next thing, P-Core are actually bringing out a new kitchen design. So it's a bit of a prototype, so I'm gonna get one of the first ones and chuck them in. I did get drawings with the dimensions, so that's sort of the space it takes up, pretty much that whole side of the canopy. And then we were left with about 400 mil. Now doing some research, Dunn & Watson do a large canopy drawer that folds out or slides out, and it basically fits bang in on that gap. So that's the plan so far. Basically they're a top view here of the depth. So the biggest thing is the P-Core kitchen. So that'll set the divider, bit of room behind which you could possibly put batteries, or they'll sit along the side or at the front here. The pantry is just a bit shorter than the kitchen, which is mint. Then flipping it around on the other side, really simple. Got 2 drawers, about 850 long. They're just gonna fit. And then I'm thinking a fridge drawer as well. So there's a couple of different brands that do a fridge slide just as a secondary fridge or freezer. So that's sort of the plan. Fridge, electrical, pantry, kitchen, fridge drawer, storage drawer. It'll all sit about 200 to 300 high, and then there'll be just a big open area to put your bags and storage on top.
2 days later.
Alrighty, we're back down at Lifetime Trailers, or Rods Engineering, depending on what century you were born. If you flash back to when my trailer was built, so these guys obviously specialize in aluminium, and Ryan has been such a legend, he's let me borrow their bender, folder, guillotine, all the tools here, specializing in aluminium. So it saves me a ton of time. The plan today is pretty much sort out this backboard. Like I said, we're gonna mount all the red arc gear up on top and put a false kind of sheet through so they peek through. False floor stuff going on. We need another box here for the freezer. That fridge needs to be propped up. We've got drawers going in, so there's a ton of stuff, but today really is to try and get a lot of the core alley folded, bent, cut, welded, sorted, because the whole lot needs to go for powder coating because I want it all white. And I don't want to try and miss anything, because the worst thing is, like, you're building it, you need to add a piece and it's not powder coated, and then you got to wait for powder coating. It's just a pain in the butt. So today's mission is to try and get all the big sections sorted so I can go get it all painted, and then we can really start seeing how it's going to look. So a lot of it was in my head of what I wanted, but as things evolve, we'll probably adjust as we go. But it looks like my initial plan is coming together. Nothing's really changed so far, and we'll see what we end up with. Sound good?
Sounds good.
What is this? It's sunny and it's bloody raining. We got Blakey boy in the house as well. I don't know if I introduced him earlier.
You going, peeps?
What have you been doing? Some fun stuff. He's been killing it with a battery box. We've got some spaces. So obviously the problem with fridges, my Canopy has a lip here, so I've had to space everything up so the fridge door can open and clear that lip. So you've nailed that. So there's all those fiddly bits to do. Basically, we've decided to pretty much weld these directly to the floor. Because they're an open channel, I can throw a nutset in there and then just screw to that. So that's the plan. Your signature up there?
No, not yet.
Why not?
Gonna have to on there now.
Ryan's doing something cool too. Lots of cool things on this. They got a brand new plasma cutter. So in this board that goes up here, there's that extra gap, and we're putting a bit of a built not bought logo in the laser cutter. So I'll show you that machine when it's up and running, but we can basically accurately cut out all the holes for the red arc gear, and then with that extra space put a built not bought logo, and then it's fully sick. The plan is to put like a bit of perspex and some LED lights behind it, so I can like be super cool with all the P-platters and their flashy little UHF routers, and then I got my flashy little logo on the side of the Canopy, and then everyone's got their flashy little head torches, and we can have a bush doof. Isn't that right?
That's right.
He knows all about bush doofs. You just got back from a bloody radio. Alright, so some more laser cutting or plasma cutting has been done for these side panels. So this is for the passenger side, where we're going to have a controller for the lights, got the Rev Vision 240 outlets and some USB stuff. On the other side, basically the same, but I've added in some Anderson plugs, one for solar input and one for auxiliary output if there's any appliances that have that Anderson plug on there. So the next thing is basically there's a bit more folds to put on these so they can actually be screwed in, but we're going to put them up and start trying to hold everything roughly in place so we can mount the Red Vision fuse box and also the Manager 30 and line them up with the holes that we cut on the other panel, and then we can go ahead and weld the blocks on and space it out, and pretty much everything can bolt up from there. So pretty close now, a lot of the hard work's done. It's really just kind of juggling it all, making it fit, and hopefully it's ready to go for powder coating. I didn't learn from last time and I forgot to bring a welding shirt, so I'm gonna have awesome Rayburn. How's my penetration run? Do I have good penetration, do you think? Oh, I need better penetration on this one because it's the heavier item. Well, let's weld this to the actual trailer, shall we? I may have welded my sheet of metal to your trailer. So the last thing we did, this is like the top sheet that goes on, well, that way. And these little spaces, basically the Manager 30 goes there, the Red Vision fuse box goes there, and they just peek through like full professional other way. And I'm hopefully gonna put some LEDs through that. So pretty much done what we can here today. Big shout out to Ryan and Lifetime Trailers for letting me squeeze. Is this Sunday? Bloody working on a Sunday, let me use all the gear. And now it's off for powder coating. And hopefully I can complete from here to do the rest, but we'll see what happens. Cut to the next bit.
Hey guys,
Okay.
it's Cody here from Build Not Bought.
Finally, everything has just got back from powder coating and it looks amazing. This is one of the best things I've ever seen in my life. It was probably one of the best decisions I've had apart from painting my intercooler piping red. Anyway, we've got all this back so we can start installing it. If you come over here, check this out. This is really cool also. So I don't know if I showed you this already, but obviously I've got all the red arc gear set up on this backboard. Now that's been painted white as well, but I've actually gone and run a whole lot of ducting and already made the harness. So I did that last week, probably off camera. I don't think I got any footage of that. So the plan now is to basically drop that harness in, wire everything up on this board, and then it can go into the car. Nothing's really holding me back now. I'm waiting on some powder coating for the drawers and that, but most of the electronics can go in now. We can start turning lights on and see what's happening. So we can start turning lights on and see what happens. That's the sentence I was looking for. Maybe I got too much hair that's like not letting my brain work. I need a haircut, look at this. No, I'm gonna wet it. Oh yeah. Okay, is that better? No, you don't like it? All right, let's get to it.
Out of sight, out of mind, on my way. Out of sight, out of mind, on my way. Out of sight, out of mind, on my way. Out of sight, out of mind, on my way. I've been blind to it. Yeah. All these suckers, all these buses, all these leeches, now I'm not.
Check it out, we got lights, baby. It powered up, the lights turn on and off. The coolest thing, obviously this was already programmed for when it was in the car before, so a lot of the switches already work. Even the inverter turns on and off, lights. All you need is your mobile phone with this too. All I gotta do is hook it up with Bluetooth and I can configure all the other inputs and outputs. So that's what I need to do next to run all the outputs for the chargers, for the 240, for all the other units that are running. Obviously my favorite feature so far with these hardcore lights are the change into the amber feature so I can have that dim lit light so you don't attract the bugs.
Proud of me. Yeah. I want as far the case low. Get the millions and lay low. Take mine, what I'm gonna wait for. Put my bros on the payroll. Out of sight, out of mind.
Alrighty, fridge is in, check it out. That took not long at all and it's already been on for maybe 10 minutes or so. A couple of tinnies in there and they're getting cold already. Look at that. 8 degrees. Oh, nice. Already branded the thing myself with our new Built Not Bought banner. And you may have noticed, this is a cool feature with the Bushman fridge. I changed the door over. The handle used to be there. You can actually switch it to the other side so it can open the way that you want it. So this suited me a lot better. Normally they open the other way. So the next thing to do now, where is it? Where is it? Where's bloody loose? Oh, it's under here. Now that the fridge box is in, I can finally sort out this control panel, which goes roughly here. Now, the main issue I have with this is mounting. It's pretty tricky because I can't get any bolts on the backside, but I managed to put a little nut-sert at the top there, which I can reach over the top to get the bolt in. On this side, it's easy. I can throw a couple of nut-serts in there and screw it in. I'm thinking on the bottom, I'll be putting a little L bracket. I can actually weld the aluminium to the canopy and then put a nut-sert on the backside and screw it in. And then all the different controls in that, we can whack them on with some pop rivets or something and then hook it all up, and this should pretty much complete this side of the paneling, and then we can start working on the other side. Alrighty guys, well one side is pretty much sorted now. If you can see on the back side here, I've mounted the rears. I ended up putting bolts the whole way through because this is where the weight needs to hold it down. If you think about it, it's a bit of a seesaw, bit of a, what's the word?
Cantilever.
It tries to lift on the back side, so that's what's most important. This side, pretty much waiting just to put them drawers in. I need some bigger nut-serts to connect to that rail so they're nice and strong. This is finally mounted as well, so the fridge drawer is in. I just need to do all the red arc stuff and the covers, get those LEDs sorted. But this side is what is pretty much finished. I've set up the kitchen. It is super sick. It's got like the sink, your cooker, a table, prep from food, and the pantry. Now I'm sticking my speaker in there for now because I don't know where to put it. It's either there or it'll end up on the door. So comment below which way you think I should go. Because if it's on the door, it means I gotta make a mount that can quickly connect. If it's in there, it can stay there full time. And it does sound pretty good in there. It's like a bit of a boombox, so I might leave it. I've obviously got this as well. So the old Dun & Watson pantry slide out, got that sorted and put these bits of elastic on which hold all your food in place. So that's pretty sweet. Everything fits mint, like I said, it just fits on the top. Same with the Peacock kitchen. And then of course the fridge. So this side is pretty much finished off. I'm super happy with it. Everything fits perfect. There were no real clearance issues. I mean, tiny little things like this table can't go down if this pantry isn't out all the way. It just slightly hits the tray. Once this little pantry comes out, it also kind of hits that just so it can't fully extend, but that's all fine. You can still access everything. Let's get the other side sorted and pretty much see the finished product. And I'll let you in on the little secret, hopefully, what I wanted to do, the plan to finish off the flooring in here is like the biggest thing I'm excited about this whole build. Oh, and this is what it looks like all closed up if you're wondering. Probably not, but there you go anyway. All right, we're back down with Ryan from Lifetime Trailers, or is it Rod's Engineering?
It's both.
It's both? What's what?
Rod started Rod's Engineering 29 years ago, and
yeah.
Lifetime Trailers is just our actual
name.
And everything. And
that's right, so that's it. Depends what century you were born. Rod's Engineering, Lifetime Trailers. All right, so did a killer job with the alley stuff before, and like I said, we had to come back here to finish off a couple of things. I'm gonna mount this shield today, and obviously sort out this panel with all the outlets and some Anderson plug stuff and 240. Ryan's working on a bit more laser cutting stuff because I need to basically put a sheet across here as a false floor. There'll be a gap here for a table to slide in and out of. And then we're just gonna put a bit of a kick on the back so bags and that don't fall through when those two drawers are pulled out on the other side, and a bit of a lip on the front for the same sort of deal, maybe a couple of tie downs or whatever. So that's the plan today. The last couple of sheets to do, get that powder coat, and that should finish off all of this. And then the special little surprise that I've been talking about whole episode, but still not sure if it's gonna happen. I'll be heading down to Brizzy on Monday and hopefully sort that out. So that's to come. We'll get this sorted, go down to Brizzy and see if they can do what I want with the flooring. These are from Dun & Watson. Thought I'd finally update my gas struts. And yes, I'm putting them on the correct way this time. For years, they were upside down. And that's probably why they screwed up. Oh, I'll just push up, go, go, go. Ooh. Dude, they're strong. Oh, look at that. Oh. Springs up. Oh. What do you think you're doing? Everything built, everything off-road.
Get them on the line shop at builtnotbought.com.
Oh, look at that skill, mate.
Just making up some brackets.
Tool Pro, multi-use tools. We do have a drama with, like, years ago I had to put this extension on and now it's causing issues with clearance anyway. Got some new ones from Dun & Watson because the keys weren't working on mine. They were a pain in the butt, so we're going to change them. And then Mitch's having a play. It's a bit of a tricky position to get it like exactly the right angle where it'll clear the door and then not hit the drawer. So it's a bit of trial and error, but hopefully I'll nail it and then just copy it for the other side. But let's have a look at this plasma. Mint. Nice little table hole. Powder coat it white, be done. Alrighty guys, it has been a hot minute, but this was the little special surprise that I was hoping would come true and it did. It's called Deck Armour. So I went down to the guys at Deck Armour down just south side of Brizzy, and they do, it's for boats basically. It's like a vinyl finish, but they can put patterns in, so there's a bit of a Build Not logo in there. And this is the shelf all finished, mounted in, and the little slot there for my table. So it's really finished it off. We've pretty much put it in all the tight spots we could. Got it on top of the drawers, in the sides there, and there's a bit on the other side as well. So we'll quickly walk around and see, I guess, a bit of a summary of this whole canopy. I know it's been a bit of a fast video and it's been filmed over a massively long period, but obviously we've got all the Red Vision stuff in there, all the lights and that, the new hardcore lights which have the orange, amber, the white as well, adjustable brightness. Bushman's 100, this is the 85 litre upright fridge from Bushman's. Dun & Watson pantry. Now this, we managed to put some deck armor in that as well, which is pretty nice to sort of finish that off. And of course the new Pecor kitchen, which has a bit of a pantry as well, that we put some deck armor in. And then we've also got the fold out sink and cooker as well. Bang, so you got your gas cooker there. Pretty much it for this side. Now the other side, there was one more thing we added that I didn't show you. Electrical wires, obviously there's all the 240 outlets everywhere, USB and Anderson's and cigarette lighter on both sides. And we've also got a solar input for extra solar. Already got the Red Arc 190 watt blanket on the roof, but we can add some extra in there because there's 2 lithium 100 amp hours now, so 200 amp hours. And we've got an outlet and some plug for just any compressor and whatnot that we want to add in. Done on Watts and Drawers again on this side. And then I've just gone for like a 30 litre fridge drawer as kind of like a beer fridge, just for those extra trips when I need a bit of extra storage. And the one thing I'm going to say with upright fridges, cold air drops, hot air rises. So when you open an upright fridge continuously, it's really bad for the battery to kind of recuperate that. So if you put your beers in a fridge slide, the cool air stays inside there and doesn't want to escape every time you open it. So it's good for a beer fridge. The last thing, I do need to mount it properly, but we've got the kick-ass hot water system. So that's the instant hot water, which I can just grab water from my pump on the Pecor tray. There's 70 litres of water there. I can basically run a hose straight in. Got my shower tap there. Little gas bottle, it's run off gas. And we just finished mounting the, it's called like an ensuite. Pretty cool how I've done this. I was thinking of doing it on a slide, but anytime you put a slide outside, it gets full of sand. So we managed to do it on a swing. I've actually never opened this, so I don't know what's in here, but we spaced it out past the tire so you don't have any clearance issues there. But bang, basically opens 2 sides and there's your little shower. Pretty cool. So I'm excited to try this out. That is basically the rebuild of my Canopy, taking it from real old sort of supercenter drawers, a bit of chicken wire fencing, all that kind of crap, and really made it a bit more modern with the tech we've got now. And I'm super stoked with it, having the deck armor and having it all powder coated white. It's made it look real clean. So excited to try it out. Stay tuned for a trip where we give it a shot and see how we go camping. I'll let you know if I change anything, but we'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching. Someone's pulling in. No, everyone's leaving for work, and that's me too. I'm out. See ya. Guys, if you like this video, make sure to click up here to subscribe to the channel. Click over here for our latest merchandise on our website. And down below or to the side, I'm not sure where it is our last episode. If you haven't watched it, click on that to check it out. See you guys.